edition of Greatness Quest. I'm Trevor Crane, and every week I'm going to bring you something to help you take your life and your business to the next level. Today I am taking you snorkeling. This is all about having a mobile business so you can live the quality of life you really want to live. Here in the Berry Islands, and we are at the Sugar Beach Caves. I'm on Great Harbor Cay, and today's all about how you should design a business that's going to give you the quality of life that you ultimately want and deserve. And the beach I'm going to is right down there. We're going to go snorkeling. It's a pretty awesome site. I'm going to take you with me. I don't know if you guys know this. You probably don't, because I haven't really shared it before, but I actually used to live in the Bahamas. And one of the things that was really important to me when I started my consulting business about 10 years ago was making sure that I designed a business that was around the quality of life that I ultimately wanted to have. And today I'm actually here with my family. So my wife, Robin, and my daughter, Phoenix, who's 8 years old, and I are going to be going snorkeling. We've actually got a bunch of cool stuff we're going to share in this week's episode of some of the fun things we're doing while we're here in the Bahamas. And check this out. It's pretty awesome, huh? But here's what's great, is I want to give you some tips right now about what are some of the things you can do to go ahead and design a business. I'm going to shield this wind here. Design a business that is going to go ahead and help you live the quality of life you ultimately want to live. So I'm going to give that to you in some tips today. There's my family right there, getting ready to go snorkeling. And then I'll take you snorkeling with me, and we're going to do some other fun stuff here. Since I used to live here, I've got some friends here that are going to hook us up to do a whole bunch of cool adventure stuff. See, this is just going to be tip number one, and it is about setting a clear goal. So I'm going to break that down into 3 parts. Seems pretty simple, I guess, to a certain degree. But I want you to go ahead and take some notes today and really get some value from our time on today's episode. And then I'm going to take you snorkeling there at the end of this little segment. We'll jump in goal setting. You've probably done goal setting before. I'm going to challenge you to come up with some new goals right now based on today's episode. The first part of your goal setting. When you're designing a business, one of the first things you need to do is decide how much money that you want to make. And this makes a lot of sense. You know, if you're going to say you want to make $250,000 a year, or $100,000 a year, or $1 million a year, or $1 billion a year, you would design a different business. You'd have a different architecture depending on which business you wanted to start. It's kind of like designing a building. You know, if you were to go ahead and say, I'm going to build something, well then what do you want to build? Are you going to build, an outhouse? Are you going to build a single family home? Or are you going to build, the Taj Mahal? I mean, all of those different goals have a different outcome. Like, you're going to take different actions. It's going to be a different blueprint for each one. So as you're considering your goals, I want you to think of how much money you want to make in your ideal business, whether it's $1 million, $10 million, whatever it is, but get really, really clear about that in your goal setting. Now, second thing I want you to consider is not just how much money you want to make, but how much time do you actually want to spend in your business. And then, so like, this is a pretty good example. You get to look at how much time you're going to spend sleeping. Most of us will sleep for somewhere between 5 and 8 hours a day. Sometimes I hit that. Sometimes it's a little more. Sometimes it's a little less. Sometimes I push myself and it's more like 4, 5, 6 hours a night. But the question is how do you want to spend your 24 hours? How many hours do you want to spend with your family? That's my family there in the background. How much time do you want to spend doing leisure activities? How much time do you want to spend at work? This is a really, really key question. One of the exercises that I'll often give some of my clients when they're first starting with me is to design the ideal day. Like, if you were to have your ideal day, not on vacation, like this is really cool, and I'm actually getting to live my purpose by connecting with you guys today, but what is your ideal normal workday when you're not on the ocean, on the beach in the Bahamas. How would you like to spend your day? What time do you want to get up in the morning? What time do you want to go to bed? Who do you want to hang out with? What do you want to eat? Who do you want to have meals with? Think about that ideal day, and it can change your whole idea of what you want for your business. Because as you start to make new business decisions or new job decisions, and it's not congruent with how much money you want to make, and you can't see that vision in where you're working or what you're doing, then you need to make some changes. And if you're looking at it, and I'm not saying that you might not have to work 12, 24-hour days sometimes when you're starting work on your vision. You probably will. But ideally, how would you like to spend your time? Now, this can dramatically shift your goals. So the third part of your goal setting today, when you're thinking about having a mobile business, building a business that'll give you a quality of life so you can go where you want to go, do what you want to do, live the quality of life you ultimately want to live. And that is, how do you want to spend your time at work? Not just that you're doing stuff that sucks. I mean, nobody wants to do things that suck. So what are the things that are going to put you in your greatness, where you are like totally spending time on the things that you love doing and you're totally great at? So what are the activities? This is the third part of your goal setting here. Money, how much time you want to spend at work, and the time that you're spending at work, what activities do you want to be doing? And I'll give you a quick example. One of the things I love to do for my business is to go ahead and do interviews and spend time on camera like I'm doing right now. I love it. I feel like this is worth my time. I have a total fun with doing things like this on my show. I get to interview extraordinary entrepreneurs. I love spending that time. One of the other things I like to do is coach my clients. I actually like to work with people one-on-one and see what I can do to help them make their dreams come true. We're gonna go snorkeling right now. I'm gonna see you on the next segment. Hey guys, welcome back. Trevor Crane here. You're watching Greatness Quest. I'm floating on a little drift dive here. We're in the Berry Islands in the Bahamas. And today's episode is all about making sure that your business is one that you absolutely love, and how can you design a mobile business so that you can be anywhere you want to be. And in the last segment, I talked to you about goals and how do you set some good goals to go ahead and build that business. And now I'd like to talk to you about doing what you're best at. My buddy over here, his name is Jeremy. He runs a boat tour in the Bahamas, and he's had a couple of different careers in his life. He's done a variety of different things, but what brought him back to the Bahamas is this is where he wanted to live. He decided that living in the United States wasn't where he wanted to be for a variety of reasons, and he loves the Bahamas, and so he started a tour out here, and he decided to build his business around his passion and where he really wants to live and where he really wants to be. So I'm going to introduce you to him in a little bit, but right now we're just kind of cruising down here, and my question to you for a little piece of exercise is, what is it that you're best at? What is it that you love doing? And try to find a way that you can go ahead and focus most of your energy and attention on that instead of doing all the myriad of things that you have to do, in a typical business. Now, I think that you obviously need to do a lot of work that you maybe don't love, especially if you're starting a new business or you want to transform your business from what it is to what you want it to be. You might have to do a lot of things that aren't great. Like, we'll talk to Jeremy about some of the challenges he's had. He's bringing over a party boat from Fort Lauderdale to the Berry Islands to go ahead and serve more guests. They do snorkeling tours. They do like a boost cruise. Totally great trip. You're going to want to make sure that if you ever make it out here that you can see him. I actually have a mastermind group that I will bring out here as well this next summer. And just a couple of close friends and clients where we're going to go ahead and spend some time here on the islands, and maybe you'd like to come join us. We have to do some awesome stuff. We were just actually with some stingrays and sharks and barracuda, and I think I got footage on my little GoPro here, so I'll be able to share with you some of that. But for right now, just think about what is it that you're best at. And a lot of times coaches and consultants will find things that you are not doing well at in your business or in your life and say, okay, let's go ahead and improve those things that you're poor at. And I would say let's focus on what it is that you're great at. So what is it that you love to do? What is it that is your best strategy, technique? What is it that you feel like you should be spending most of your time on? And try to go ahead and orchestrate your business so that you do most of those things instead of all the things that suck. Now, that said, you're watching us on Grant Cardone TV right now, or you're listening to the podcast, and all Grant talks about is 10x, like taking more action. It's about doing whatever it takes to go ahead and make your dreams come true, and I couldn't agree more. However, if all you're doing is, being busy, that doesn't mean that you're creating results. So when we talk to Jeremy, you're going to hear about the challenges. He actually bought this party boat about 6 months ago, maybe 5 months ago, and he's been working on bringing the party boat over now for 5 months, and he was on his way bringing the boat over, and he's had so many challenges that any typical business owner would have when they're starting something new, that a lot of people will quit. A lot of people are going to say, I just don't know how to do it, it's too hard, I can't handle it. And when you're a business owner, you have to figure out what is it that how are you going to make it happen, not just like quitting, and a lot of people quit. Oh, here's my family. Hi guys, what'd you find? Whoa, you've never found one of those before?
Not the whole one, but it wasn't good.
That's really awesome. All right, that's my daughter Phoenix and my wife Robin, and we're gonna go ahead and on the next little segment here, I want to introduce you to Jeremy here before we finish this up. So, hey guys, we were just talking about how I think for your business, you need to be focused on finding out what you do best so that you can go ahead and either delegate, have other people do stuff for you, and I still think you should be responsible for that, like leverage it to them so that you're not just upset with people when they don't do it the way you want to, but also you can delete some of the things that you probably shouldn't be doing. That's a whole nother segment on how you can delegate and delete. Delete, by the way, is one of the greatest things you can do, is find out the things that you shouldn't be doing and just stop doing them. But the other thing I want to talk about right now on this segment, and right now I am actually, we're on our way out. My daughter's being a monkey right here on the boat. We are on our way out. We're going to go tour around some islands here in the Bahamas where I used to live, and there's a cruise ship in town, and we're going to go ahead and go visit the island that the cruise ship is at. We'll actually drive right by that and go to a private island, which is kind of cool. But I want to talk to you about what you need to do when you figure out what it is that you do best. What I highly recommend is that you find a way to give that value away for free. And this is something that I did with my first book, High Paying Clients, which is a best-selling book that came out this year. If you haven't gotten that yet, I highly recommend it, because what I did is I took the best stuff that I've actually done for my private one-on-one clients, and I put it all into a book that I think I now sell for $1 or $3, or maybe even as much as $10 on Amazon. You can just go there and find it, or you can go to highpayingclientsbook.com. That's highpayingclientsbook.com. And what I did is I gave away all my best content in that book. And that's what I actually recommend that people do with their content, is find a way that when you know what you do best, find a way to go ahead and give it away. And one of the ways is you can use a book. And is my daughter teasing me in the background there? I can't tell. She's just hanging out. So find a way to go ahead and give your stuff away. So a book is one thing. Another option would be a podcast. So I have my video podcast here. I also have, this is on Grant Cardone TV, and I don't hold anything back. I try to give my best stuff, and I interview the most extraordinary entrepreneurs I can find to help them give away their best stuff. This is one of the keys to getting rich, is finding more ways to give value to other people. So another way you could do it is, let's say, well, here's the deal. You can find any way to broadcast your message and value out to the world. That could be in a blog. That could be using social media. I love the power of video. So what you want to do, in my biggest recommendation for you to expand your business, is find more ways to get your marketing out to the world and get your brand out to the world and get what it is that you do best. Now, how does this relate to you if you own an auto parts store, or if you sell dietary supplements, or if you have a product-based business? It's the same thing. It's about getting creative about the way you can broadcast your message. So we're going to go ahead and take off and start running here. I'm going to give you a great next segment on more that you can do to create a mobile business. On more that you can do to create a mobile business so that you can go ahead and live anywhere you want, do whatever you want for as long as you want, with whomever you want. You're watching Greatness Quest on Grant Cardone TV. I am on Coco Cay, and we are about to go on all of that inflatable stuff out there. And I wanted to wrap up today's episode with the, I gotta wear a life jacket while we're out here. I wanted to wrap up today's episode with like the foundation of what it really is to go ahead and build that ideal business so you can have the ideal quality of life you want. I just shot another show here in the Bahamas about having the best job in the world, and I think it is right in line with making sure you have the best business in the world. And I think it has different parts. So far we've talked about goals, that you got to set a goal of how much money you want to make and how much time you want to spend actually working, and what are those activities that you should be spending your time on, or that you want to be spending your time on, that are going to be ideal. We then talked about making sure that you focus on your greatness, what it is where you spend your time, and hopefully you've done that exercise that I gave about trying to design your ideal quality of life. And by the way, I'm going to give away a free gift of a blueprint to you designing that ideal business. And make sure you go to greatnessquest.com/ideal business. That's greatnessquest.com/ideal business. And I'm going to give you the blueprint. I'm going to describe some of it right now, but you're going to love the architecture of how you can design that business. So there's 3 parts actually. I think the foundation of your business we just began with. There's your mission, your vision, your values. The foundation, if you're going to build, I'm looking at the inflatable stuff out here as if that represents a solid foundation. I don't know that it does, but the foundation of your business should be one that's built on your ultimate purpose, your ultimate mission, your vision, what you want to be doing ideally in your life. At one point when I lived out here in the Bahamas, this is the island I actually used to work on, and one of my jobs was to ride those parasail boats. They're actually doing, that's not parasailing, that's wave runners. One of my jobs was to run the wave runner tours, and there was nothing more I wanted to do with my life than basically help people have the best vacation of their life. I thought, what, if you get 2 weeks off in a year, why don't you spend that? My job would be to help people have the best 2 weeks of vacation in their life. Now, I think it's ridiculous if you only have 2 weeks vacation. Actually, I've always thought that it's ridiculous to only have 2 weeks of vacation. But the foundation of your business, I believe, should be based on that mission, the vision, the values that you have, so that you can go ahead and have a solid platform for your business. If you're building a foundation for a building, the first thing they do is they dig underground. They're going to go ahead and dig down to make sure they build the architecture of your business, the foundation. They dig down, they dig concrete, they lay cinder block, they go ahead and do all the plumbing. It's not pretty, but it is one of the most foundational things that if you don't do, your house is actually going to sink, right? I had that happen. I bought an investment property in Florida, and they didn't do the foundation right. They had to tear the building down and then start rebuilding it. That was a lesson in my life. So one of the first things is that blueprint, which is why I want to give you that as a free gift. So make sure you go get that greatnessquest.com/ideal business, and I'll give you that ideal business blueprint as my free gift to you. The second thing you want to build, once you have the foundation of your business, like ideally what you want to be doing and all the components that I'm going to share with you, you then want to have a platform for your business. And I like to position your content that you give away, like your book, as a good platform for your expertise and what it is that you're great at, and that you find ways to give that away for free. I think it's a beautiful foundation or platform that you can build your business upon. You can also do that with all your social media work. You can do that with your blog. You can do that with a podcast. You can do it with a video cast. You give away your best stuff. Another thing, yes, honey? Whoa, little jumpers! Hey, that's the fun I'm going to go have here in a second. Okay, so that's our aqua trampoline. The other thing that you want to build on top of your platform for your business is actually think about a house. You know, you'd want to build a house. That is building it. So it's the blueprint first. What's the blueprint? What's the platform that you're going to have it on? I like books and blogs and anything you do to broadcast your message out to the world. It's also then how do you build the architecture of your business, like building the website, building, let's see, the walls. So the foundation might be, or right at the bottom part of the house is your website. Then you want your funnels. You know, you have a funnel where you give value to people and they give a chance to buy different things from you. But how do you actually build that? What's all the technology? And if you think about, I love the building example because if you were to truly build a house, you wouldn't just go do it on your own. I mean, maybe you're a do-it-yourselfer and you would go ahead and go buy the lumber, go buy the concrete, go buy the hammers and the nails and go do all that work yourself. Or what you'd probably do is hire an architect, which is like a coach or consultant who goes ahead and knows, has already built a business like this in the past. And you would hire an architect to just give you the blueprint. And I want to give you that blueprint. You then hire a general contractor to go ahead and just build that house for you. And they would go ahead and buy all the materials. Then they would hire a roofer and let's see, what else would they hire? An electrician and a plumber and different specialists to come in and help you build it. So what I've done is, because it's so difficult to do all that yourself, is I have built a team around me to help me publish books, to help me broadcast my message out there, to help me conduct my interviews and create my TV show, to give away my content. So I have a team of people, and if you don't have a team, one of the easiest things you can do is hire one, or hire somebody like me who already has a team, and then they'll just give you access to that. I can help you with the blueprint, and I can give you access to my business building team to go ahead and help you build the business that you want. Now, imagine also, let's go back to the house example. If you just moved into a new house and you wanted to have a party, let's say, do you invite over 100 people to your house while all of your stuff is still in boxes? You know, if you just moved in, or do you fix up the place before you invite everybody in? So I think most people, might invite your beer drinking buddies over to go ahead and help you move in, and they don't mind sitting on boxes, eating some pizza, drinking some beer, helping you move in, but you want to wait to have that party until your house looks gorgeous. And that's what you want to do for your business and your website is, again, if you have a team of people help you, you can make sure that your business has the right brand. All of this, if you can think of a big circle, when you get this ideal business blueprint, you'll see what I'm talking about. When all of this is about building a brand that represents you and your business. Some people see you and they see your blog and they see your book and they see your website and they see your social media, whether it's LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter or whatever you're using. It has a similar look and feel and message that represents your brand. So there's the blueprint, there's building the ideal business, and then up at the top, I'm sure you've seen a marketing funnel in the past. Are you guys teeter-tottering? Okay, I'm gonna have to finish this up so I can go live some of this ideal quality of life and play here in the Bahamas. But on the top of this, on the top of your house, let's say, you want to start inviting people into your business. This is your marketing funnel, or what I like to talk about as goodwill marketing, that everything that you do, all the marketing that you create, instead of traditional marketing and advertising, that you would go ahead and do stuff that builds goodwill. So regardless of whether or not people buy from you, they still really appreciate you. If they don't buy from you now, then they'll buy from you later, that you're adding goodwill in all of your marketing. And we call that broadcasting your message. So I have up at the top is broadcast, then you build the house for your ideal business, and then the foundations underneath, that's the blueprint that you want to have as well. All three of those kind of make up your ideal business blueprint.
Daddy, help me!
And I'm going to have to go help my daughter on the teeter-totter and my wife, because part of my blueprint is that I get to go ahead and do fun things and share it with the world, and then I get to go ahead and share those fun things with you, so hopefully inspire you to go ahead and have and create the ideal business that you want for yourself. All right, so you're watching Greatness Quest. I'm Trevor Crane. This is the Crane family. Wave! And we are in the Bahamas, right off the private island of Coco Cay. and we want to challenge you to go live your ideal, or build your ideal business so that you can live your ideal quality of life. And we will see you next week on Greatness Quest. Float that we're doing. Your business is all about, here's what Hey guys, Trevor Crane here. You're watching Greatness Quest. That's what it's called here in the Berry Islands. I'm actually just floating. We're doing a little drift float snorkel here. Alright, we're in the Bahamian jungle looking for some snappers, and then we have a stingray.
Greatness Quest is also available for download on iTunes and Stitcher. See the link in the description below.